Hello, everybody. It's Slushy. I almost said hello, everybody, and Slushy, which would have been some kind of weird meta type shit. Hello, everybody. It's Slushy, and welcome back to another Fnaf theory. And today we're going to be talking about why Michael Afton smells. Is that the title? Oh, God, I hope not. That's a terrible fucking title. Why does Michael Afton get fired? Mike Schmidt. Why does he get fired for odor and tampering? Like the tampering part's simple. Obviously, he's trying to figure out what's inside those suits. That makes sense. Why the odor part? Like I've seen some people say that the odor is because he was tampering with the animatronics and got their corpse rot on his hands. Like the smell of rot is on him physically. Like he touched those animatronics. Obviously, the kids were inside the suits once at some point. Like I don't believe the kids, the entire franchise, are sitting inside those suits. I believe once, like they said at some point, the characters are going to be retired to the creator of the robots, which is obviously William Afton. Since Henry's not involved, they go to William Afton. He probably takes their bodies apart, takes the suits out, go and hides them somewhere else, maybe digs a grave for them or something. I don't know. All I know is those kids are probably not inside those suits anymore by the end of the series. They're gone. It's just the suits now. And I believe maybe he was digging inside there at one point. At least that's what people say. I don't believe this. They were digging inside the suit. He was digging inside the suits, got their smells and whatever on them, and that's why he smells. To me, I guess that makes sense, but to me, it makes more sense for it to be maybe he wasn't using enough Axe. Maybe he didn't put enough Axe on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't. He should have used some anti-sweat Axe. 24 hours. It worked 48 hours actually. I forgot. Holy shit, 48 hours. Damn. High definition scent. Maybe he should have been using some of that. Maybe he would have kept his job both times. No. I'm obviously joking, but in a way, I'm not, because why does he smell? Let's think about things that have happened in the series for Mike. Why would he smell? What has happened to Mike in the series of this franchise for him to smell? For one, we don't get a single cutscene of him taking a shower. To be clear, I don't want to see a cutscene of him taking a shower, but throughout the entire franchise, he's never taken a shower, and that might be a point of notice. He's never used any Old Spice. He's never taken a shower, washed himself off with some soap. He's never done that. He just goes from job to job to job with these dead kid animatronics, and it just doesn't mix. Okay, that's obviously horseshit. I'm just throwing that in for comedy, but he never, like in the franchise, things that have happened to him. He's been scooped. His innards have been scooped out. He's had a machinery part dig into his body, rip his innards and probably intestines and guts out, leaving a hole in his body, of which an animatronic jumped inside him, mixing with the smell of his blood, the metallic smell, and his body likely started to rot before the animatronic innard jumped out of his body and hid in the sewers. Like in that cutscene of Custom Night Ancestral Location, they jump out and they hide, but he still survives. His body starts to heal up, but he probably still smells like rot because his body might be still open and cut and have all those. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. It would just picture the fact that it would probably smell disgusting as hell. And then he immediately goes for a job because Sister Location is rumored to happen in 1987, around the same time of the grand reopening of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, because it mentions in Sister Location the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So I believe that's talking about the 1985 pizzeria, and the reopening is happening around the corner from this location. So right after Sister Location, the events of Sister Location happen, I believe Freddy Fazbear's reopens with the toy characters, at which point, at the end of Sister Location, Mike says he's going to find his dad, which he believes is at the Sister Location, at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza 2, which is exactly where he was working the night shift, upon which changing to the days. Michael goes there to try to find him. Obviously, things happen, and William Afton runs away because of what's happening and the events that he's doing, kidnapping kids, murdering, the same usual purple guy shenanigans. And Michael gets fired after that one night because he smells horrific. He smells terrible after being scooped and rotting, essentially, while alive. So they fire him for tampering with animatronics and for odor. And here we are, a couple years later, 1992. He gets another job at Freddy Fazbear's. And obviously he doesn't get fired right away because the phone guy's already dead when he arrives. At the end of his shift, he starts tampering with the animatronics, and they smell him. And they realize this man's not been using enough fucking deodorant. He stinks as shit. Let's fire him. Because, you know, he's been scooped. His body's rotting. He's not exactly normal anymore. He's had an animatronic live inside of him for who knows how long. And who knows how long it'll take for his body to adjust to that, if ever. And to me, it's that simple. Fired for odor and tampering with the animatronics. The odor isn't just him not using Axe or him just not using Old Spice or him not taking a shower. It's hell, you know what? It could be a combination of all of those, but more likely it's a combination of the fact that he had an animatronic inside of him. His body started rotting while he was alive, and he's obviously stinking quite horrifically from all that. And he had basically, those robots had the smell of those kids on them, like on the metal. They had the smell of those kids on them, and then he had that inside of him, the rot of those children inside of his body. Ugh, God. It's a very nasty situation, very disgusting. Kind of turns my stomach. I need to grab my trash can before I barf. Anyways, that's the theory. I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's freaking disgusting. I hope you guys weren't eating while watching this. Because I feel like getting rid of my lunch. I feel like losing my lunch right now. Where's that brown paper bag? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video by some crazy... If you enjoyed this, you're just an absolute masochist. You just enjoy torture. And you just enjoy being grossed out. I mean, I probably should have put a gross out warning. In fact, I might do that at the beginning of this video just to not totally piss people off. I'll put gross out warning at the very beginning. There you go. I'll even put it here. Gross out warning. Right there. It might be a little late too, but there it is again. So you can't say I didn't warn you. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Like we did. Subscribe if you're not already. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.